Yeah, g'day everyone. Welcome to the BMBA Podcast. I've just got my dog. You'll see this every time. Every time I start my podcast on whatever I run a couple of podcasts. My dog doesn't like it and he annoys me. He's now sitting at my feet. So if you see my head bobbing around, that's the reason why it is. Pardon the pun. So welcome to the BMBA Podcast for this week. Just getting on tonight, giving anybody who might get on at 7 o'clock the chance to ask questions to do so. I've been battling a flu for the last 2 days. So to be honest, I don't want to be on here too long. I want to get some nice hot soup into me and maybe an early night. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not too sure how many we're going to get to. So get on. I'm hoping to build this up over time. So the purpose of the BMBA podcast, for those who don't know, is to share different programs and competitions concepts that we're trying to run at the BMBA out of Stonington Sports Centre, and also to put forward for both BMBA participants, schools, clubs, other academies, things that we're doing that you could engage in. Okay, so we're very fortunate. We've got access to a fantastic facility at Stonington. We've also got other satellite venues at De La Salle, and hopefully next year we'll have even more coming on board. We're certainly heading that way at the moment. So the whole purpose of the BMBA is, one, to act like a normal club. We're technically not a club, we're a business. We do it that way because I've been doing this for 35 years now, and I've always found the politics of basketball to be rather annoying. For those who love it, all the best, good luck. I used to be that way as well for a very long time. But every time we built something really worthwhile, the politics worked against it. So we're doing something this way a little bit different. So we do operate as a club. We've got coaches, referees, programs, training programs. But it is just the idea is to make it more professional and more service-based. So we provide the best possible service to our members. So, for example, we provide longer training time for our participants. We provide longer game times, better coaching, and we actually definitely have a program and a strategy in place that enables that. What it can't happen is what does at other clubs. All our people are going to be basketball/business people, and every program we offer is going to be run by basketball people, and it's not going to get sabotaged by the politics that comes into club basketball. And everyone says, oh, well, that doesn't happen. Well, I've been on the receiving end of club politics several times, and it's just ruined what we were providing. So I didn't want that to be the case again. So the old saying, shame on you, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So we're not going to get fooled on that. And we think it's going to be actually an exciting basketball adventure going down this road. It gives we can still have executive officers. We can still have a management committee. But what we do is we recruit those people into those places based on their experience and knowledge and what they can put into. Participants still can have their say because we're a share company, so they can purchase shares and get involved and have a bit of a stake in the company. So it actually means a lot more to our members once they get involved. So, for example, we're providing shares to our first, the parents of the kids in our first team this year. We'll also look at doing that with clubs and schools and individuals who want to get involved. So it gives us actually a lot of more flexibility in a very similar way, and it's a very similar setup to what a club base does. So that's something uniquely different that we do. We're still going to be running competitions, training programs, introduction programs. We have 3 levels of training programs, one called our Kids First, which is the beginner level, one called Basketball Plus. We call it Basketball Plus because you get more, you get extra. So our kids will get definitely 90 minutes of training a week. They'll get it based on a rep program. I've had 35 years experience of basketball at all levels. I've had 5 kids go on and, sorry, I keep saying 5 to a lot, but I've had 4 boys go on who I used to coach, go on to play NBL, and I think I've got a 5th one on the way. We'll see. So I know how to get kids started on their basketball journey and how to get them elite level skills. I also know how to get teams playing elite level basketball. So if kids come into that, we'll give them elite level training. We'll make sure it's productive We'll make sure they get plenty of feedback, the parents especially, and the kids get plenty of video feedback. For example, my under 14 boys are getting heaps of that this season. As we're teaching, and it's continuous teaching, continuous development. It's just not turning up to training for 40 minutes and doing drills. So we're far more organised, professional, and we put that in. And we think over time that will attract a lot of members. So once we get that membership base up, we're going to be forming teams and starting our own competitions. And in those competitions, we're going to provide our kids with longer court times, better coaching, a lot of unique concepts. One of those, for example, is the 24-second shot clock, which no domestic kids gets access to pretty much, and very few rep kids get access to it. So all our kids will get a 60-minute fully timed match schedule. So there'll be no 18-minute games, with no gamesmanship, where a kid's shooting free throw, but the clock keeps running, so he does his shoelace up for 30 seconds. I've seen that happen a few times. Our bylaws will get enforced. For example, if you're at a club that has the matchup rule, I've been to 3 different associations, they all have the matchup rule, and it never gets enforced. So I get my kids, I think it's a good rule. I get my kids to play by that rule, but every other team we play against doesn't. And I find that a little annoying. But so if we've got bylaws in place, they will get enforced. And I think that makes it better for you as a coach, certainly better for your kids as a team. So there's something of the things we do. For individuals, you're not going to get better coaching, better training, or more features in your games anywhere else in Melbourne than what we're going to be providing. And we're hoping to keep building our competition base. We've started games on a Friday. Our goal is by the winter season next year to start some games on a Saturday and evolve those games into competitions. And then our competitions are going to be unbelievable. We're going to introduce so many new concepts into these competitions. It'll be unmatched in Melbourne, and it'll be a lot of fun. Our referees will be employees of the business, as will our coaches. So if you've got any kids out there, older kids, university students, VCE students, anyone 15 upwards who's looking for extra pay, could be you looking for extra pay out of your work. We're looking for coaches, referees, potentially even administrators to come on board with us in our journey. And everyone who comes on board will earn, income. So, our referees get paid, so why shouldn't our coaches, for example? So it's a great way to earn extra cash for any students or anybody who's just looking to make an extra dollar on top of their wage. And could be saving for a car, could be saving for a house, could be saving for the next trip, whatever it is. If you can provide a really good service, we're interested in talking to you. So by all means, get in contact. For individuals, parents of kids, you're not going to get any better coaching, any better skill development, any better game knowledge anywhere else than what we provide. If you're going to be coming in just to muck around, or your kid wants to just shoot half-court shots, or he's not really, or she's not really keen on improving, we're not the place for you. We don't want to be all things to all people. We want kids who want to do something with their basketball, get to play to their highest level and potential, and make our competitions better, make our teams better, and make it really high level. That's our niche in the market. That's what we're trying to do and achieve. So anybody who's got that attitude, we're keen to talk to them, and we're keen to help them reach their potential. So you won't find anything better. We got a fan. Like I said, Stonington venue is one of the best I've ever been at and coached at. For if nothing else, it's got all the facilities. The courts are great. The backboards are great. The shot clocks are great. Seating maybe could be a bit better, but it's still more than usual. But the most important thing is the temperature control. That place in the summer is magnificently cool, and in the winter it's beautiful and warm. I've never been in a venue quite like it with the same temperature control. We're a couple of minutes away from Chadstone Shopping Centre, so you can park at Chadstone Shopping Centre, walk your kids over to the courts for their game, and go do some shopping, go to a movie, go to a restaurant, or hang around at their game. There's plenty of options there. There's tennis courts at the sports centre. There's lawn bowls at the sports centre. There's a park right next door. You can walk your dog. There's a cafe there where you can do your work. There's a bar upstairs through the lawn bowls club. You can even have a beer and watch the TV a little bit. All of this while you're watching your kids as well. So it's a fantastic facility, really well located, and is fantastic for families and the kids who want to get better at basketball. If you're a club, we don't, because netball gets the priority at this venue, it is ideal for teams and players that want a second game. So if they're playing in the morning, say under 12s, well, we're not going to start, for example, on a Saturday until 4 or 5 o'clock, just depending on when netball finishes. So we'll go from 5 o'clock, for example, through to 9 o'clock across 4 courts. We may, once we get extra courts added on, start going a little earlier, but we'll put compatibilities in for your teams so your kids can play in one game and then have another game. So great way to develop coaches, great way to develop teams, especially Keener teams. Other part we won't do, we will have no point system. I know a lot of associations have that. We don't want that. We want you to bring your best teams. And if they're too good for our BMBA teams, we'll get our teams better. That's what we believe it should be all about. We will have a domestic competition for domestic teams, but rep level kids won't be allowed to play in that domestic comp. That will be for beginner level only. So Friday nights, we're going to run our own version of rep ball called the Central Districts Rep Competitions, and that'll give actually clubs an opportunity to enter their own rep team. So if you're a domestic club at any association and you got a bunch of kids or kids who can't play rep ball or kids who just got cut from squads or like that, or kids who want to play a version of rep ball but not travel all around Melbourne, come and play with us on a Friday night. Once we fill the venues, who knows, we may even give your club home games. So how good would it be to have your kids who've come in through your introduction programs, play domestic for you, got their game to a level, have got a good coach, and they can represent your club in a rep competition. So that'll be our version of rep ball, and that'll be open to clubs, schools, academies. There was another one on the top of my head. Even associations, for example. Anybody you can enter a team and have some supervision, have some proper coaching, and make sure the kids treat the game with the respect it deserves, then they're more than welcome to join in with us with new concepts, like I said before. So we hope by the end of next year we have 3 levels of games going. The rep game on the Friday night, the domestic game we call Super Ball. Now, our domestic game's going to get 60 minutes, fully timed, shot clocks. We're hoping, depending on cost and structure, to be able to even provide 3 referee rotations so we can make sure we're getting more of the calls we should be getting as a competition structure. And like I said before, our bylaws will mean something. We'll be putting in a format where we expect all the coaches to buy in, and we think the coaches and the teams will love that format, which I'll go into in a later date. Sorry, I should have put my chat up here just in case someone's watching this. No questions so far. If you're a school, this is an ideal way to get your school representing you. We're not play ball. We're better than play ball. You're going to get longer court times. And here's the beautiful thing. If you've got enough kids interested, but you're worried about getting coaches or all that sort of thing, we'll do it all for you. So you might have a primary school that's got 3 teams ready to go, but you don't have a coach, you don't have training, don't know what to do with uniforms. We'll arrange the lot. We'll get that sorted all for you. We'll get you a coach. We'll get your kids a team training session. We'll organise the uniforms. They become part of the BMBA program, but it might be, let's say, Malvern Primary School. It could be BMBA Malvern. It could be BMBA St. Joseph's. It could be BMBA St. Mary's, BMBA Caulfield Grammar, whatever it is. If it's your school, we will help you be able to get those teams up and running without you having to worry about who to find and what to organise. So we think that's an exciting prospect. And as the journey goes on, if your schools get to a level they can play in our rep comps, great. We'd love to have like an American-style representative competition where the schools play against each other. That's the way it's done in America. Not done here, but why not? It should be done a lot of the way here. So we want to get our competitions to the highest level possible with the most. We're happy to do that one of 2 ways. Organically, where we just form our own teams under the BMBA banner, or we welcome in teams from other clubs, other schools, other academies, and we all go at it, whether it's on a Super Bowl on a Saturday or our Central Districts rep comp on the Friday. So if you're a parent who wants your kid to get into something exciting, we've got everything you need. Whether you're a beginner, that's our Kids First program. Whether you've got a kid that's playing domestic but not getting much training, come into our Basketball Plus, and we've had plenty of those. We have what we call an IDP program. That's the real gym rat type kid who wants to do multiple training sessions. They can get 2 of our sessions per week. And then we have our game sessions where the kids are getting a minimum of one training session, a basketball plus training session and a game, or they do the games, IDP games program, where they're getting 2 training sessions and a game. So, and then from that, it leads all in. And the beauty with if you're part of the BMBA, you can be doing all your training for your, say, domestic team. And if you end up being in a rep team for us, you don't have to do any extra training. All our training's the same. So unlike other rep programs where you would have to go and, have your domestic training, then your rep training, and then other training, we don't have that. Now, that doesn't apply if you're from another club or whatever, obviously. And the other part on our BMBA training, basketball plus, IDP, kids first, even if your kid plays for another club, players from all other clubs are welcome into our program as long as there's spots, which is so far always is. When we eventually, which we think we will, get to a house full, then our BMBA participants will naturally get priority, but there'll be a cut-off date, and if you get your kid in there and there's spaces, which we hope there always will be, then whether you're playing for the BMBA or you're playing for another club or a school, whatever, you're welcome to come into our training and get a spot and improve your game. So that's a pretty quick rundown of what the BMBA is all about. So, if you don't get to see this, I'll be distributing this each week to all our participants. If you're a former participant, everyone is welcome back. Things changing, ebbs and flows. We might have had former participants who were just looking more for a game of fun, but now they're looking to get a bit more serious. We're the perfect place for you. So everyone who's been a part of the BMBA is always welcome back. Every kid out there is welcome. So if you're watching this and you were a part of the program, but you decided not to be for whatever reason, sometimes for parents that can be a hard thing to come back. Well, he will make it easy. So we'll throw the arms open, welcome you all in, and away we go. So we don't say it's easy with us. It's not. There are good times, bad times, as there should be with any elite level sort of training. We push our kids to get better every week. And in doing that, you put them in uncomfortable positions, but they get to learn how to deal with that. So resilience is a big factor. And the kids are challenged every single week to try and modify their game, improve their game. Should they go left more? Should they go right more? What skill sets are they developing? What's wrong with their shot? What's right with their shot? Like I said, once they start playing teams, we do video reviews. As an example, my under-14 boys, we're playing in a really tough comp this year. It's better than most rep comps because we play at Dandenong and their cutoff date is December 31st this year, not next year. So we stupidly entered them into under 14s. But really, they're in an under 15 comp. And the worst part, we have 9 boys in the squad. 6 of them are technically bottom age under 14. So they could be playing in Dandenong's under 12 comp, but they've all decided to stay in the under 14. So the 3 under 14 boys can keep playing with us. We're going to do the hard yards this season, and then we're going to have 12 months where they, we will have got that experience that should help us be pretty successful in the next 12 months. So it just means we've got to go through a very difficult 6-month period. But that's okay. We'll embrace that. So we want to embrace that. We want to actually get challenged. We want our kids to get better until they can play at the higher levels and be successful. So you can't do that if you don't have a crack at some of those higher levels at some stage. So we're doing that this year. And in doing that, we've had 1 win, 1 draw, about 4 losses, and so heavy losses. We're playing against Giants. And so the kids are getting shown, of things they normally wouldn't get shown in their domestic. So they've got to play against some really big kids and learn, what is actually a box out, what's some intensity, what's effort. And every week we for the first 4 weeks, we did a big video review of each game, just pointing out where the kids should be. Now we're breaking that up into individual setups on the video feedback so the kids can get a look at it. So that's something quite important that we do that other clubs wouldn't do, for example. It takes a lot of effort to put that sort of stuff together, but that's something we do. For me, I do it for my team at the moment. I'll be expecting my other coaches as we build more teams to do something similar. for me, example, yesterday to do all the video editing from our game on the weekend for all the boys individually, probably took me 8 hours. It's going to take me another 4 hours to put it together. So that's, pretty much a day and a half of work just to get that done. So we take the extra yard to make sure that your kids are learning. So, that's what we do at the BMBA. So that'll do us for this week. I really look forward to doing these weekly ones. Like I said last week, I've been too sick these last 2 days. I am going to get some guests on the show and talk about their experiences with basketball. And hopefully that'll give some of you out there, some really things to think on. The other thing I'm going to be dealing with, for example, we've been at St. Joseph's Primary School in Melbourne running clinics, and we might try and get one of their teachers on to let you know, for any schools out there, how good our clinics are. We think they're very good. We get feedback all the time. They're better than anything else they get out there. And that's with an old fart like me going out running these clinics. So we'll explain how we go about those clinics, what we do, and hopefully we can get your school hosting us for a basketball clinic from the BMBA in 2026. So, and we'll also go over coaching strategies and things. But tonight's not the night, guys. As you can see, my voice is starting to struggle already. I need to go take a few strepsils, have a nice big hot bowl of soup, have a few codgels and try and get some sleep. So I hope I'm in much better form next week and I can get a bit of a promo and get a few more questions coming in. Don't get many questions here, which is fine. Like I said, we'll be forwarding these out every week. So Monday night, 7 o'clock, if you want to get on and watch it. We'll have news, information, updates, everything about the BMBA every Monday, 7 o'clock. One thing we have done with the St. Joe's kids is offer free sessions. If you want to get a free session in between now and Christmas, before you do sign up, this is as a parent with a kid for one of our programs for 2026. Feel free. We've got up till December 19th when we're running sessions, then we're breaking for Christmas. So feel free. Get in contact. 2 ways you can do that. My BMBA email, which is bob_man@bmba.net.au. Don't know whether I can put that up there just so. Can I write? Yes, I can. I'll type it in for you. If I can. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how to type a message. It's not letting me do that. Why is that not letting me do that? That's annoying. I'll do this show. So that's the Restream show. It's not letting me do. Oh. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me for a minute. Okay, we'll see if this works. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get this email address right for everyone. Oh, that's annoying. That's not working. Usually my chat works. Decided to do a type a message. Maybe I'm. Here we go. So I'll just type in my email address. It's coming up. So I just had to scroll down. bmba.net.au. So this is my email. There. So shoot me through an email, and we can arrange those free sessions for you. I might do a share screen of our website. As you can tell, it's bmba.net.au. That's our website. I get it. There we go. So that's our website. I'll give you a look at that. Hold on a tick. And that's a good resource for having a look at everything we're offering, whether you're an individual club, academy, whatever. Oh, now where's the restream gone? Sorry, guys. It's hard enough for me as an old fart to do this. When I'm got the flu, it makes it even a little harder. But there we go. Share. So I'll just make sure I'm sharing, which I am. So there's our website. If you want to contact us, for example, that's just about me. There's our contact page. We've done a few good little videos lately for promos. So that gives you all my contacts there. We have a couple of videos on the right. Feel free to have a look at them. As you can see, coaches needed, referees needed, a bit about our competitions, an article about the BMBA. But then up here, these things, events, programs, playbook you won't be able to get into unless you've got a password. You have to be a BMBA participants. But services, what we offer clubs, whatever. But these two in particular, events and programs and particular programs, this goes over after school training at Stonington and De La Salle. The BMBA Invitational, that's what we're talking about with the games. So Super Bowl, rep, domestic. So have a look at that. BMBA Basketball Plus, that's our training run. If you click on that, it will take you, here we go, to the Basketball Plus page and give you all the details you need on that. So if you look in that, if you go into, for example, our Kids First page, it'll give you all you need on that, depending on how quick your internet is. Mine isn't as quick, so there you go. So that's our Kids First. And you just keep clicking on those programs and you get them. So it's a good little resource. We love our website. So you can get a whole bunch of information and updates on that. And you can get all the information on our various programs just off that website going forward. So, yeah, I've shared that. Never mind. Yeah. But just double checking I didn't have any comments. So if you do have any questions you don't want to be sharing, which some people don't like sharing on a podcast, but you like to send them through to that email. Get on our website. Have a look at that. That might give you the answers you need. And I hope to hear from you all soon. Right now, I'm going to rug up, have some strepsils, have some cod rolls, have some hot soup, and I'm hitting the hay early. All right. See you guys. I'll see you next week.